Hello, my loves. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Angela and welcome to my channel. I'm switching things up around here and I really want to be a little bit more consistent on my posting. So I was thinking of different things that I can do to share with you. And so today I'm going to be doing a little tarot reading right here in this little setup. And before we begin, let's just do a little cleansing of the energies. I don't know about you, but coming into 2026 has already been quite frustrating. So I want to cleanse that out of here. And I just wanted to come on here before I begin and show you my face so you can see who's actually doing the reading. Because for the reading, I actually just want to focus on the cards so that it is entirely about the message, because this is going to be a message for the collective. That being said, it is not going to be for everybody. It definitely won't resonate with everybody, but it is intended for a few people. And if this does resonate with you, please do let me know. And I'm actually going to cleanse the deck as well before we begin. So today I have 3 decks that I'm using. This is my tarot deck. It actually says AA, like my name, Angela Ahimsa, and it's based off the Rider-Waite deck. And then I also have the Elemental Oracle cards and Astral Realms. And I got those very intuitively. I wasn't really planning on actually doing these readings. And so before I begin this act of divination, I call upon the holy, the divine and benevolent beings, our ancestors and light beings and high vibrational energies to watch over this reading, to protect it as the reading unfolds, and may only the messages in the most highest alignment come through, and may the space hold integrity and resonate with those who it is meant for, and for those who it is not, may it gently pass on. Okay, and before we begin, I just wanted to say thank you once again for joining me, and let's get to it. So, what challenges do we need to overcome in order to begin creating pure potential alignment for our greatest, highest good, and for the collective, consciously shifting into the new earth? What do we need to know? This is, okay, wow. So we're starting off with some heavy energies. We have the 3 of Swords and the 5 of Swords. So this is about conflict, betrayal, leaving things behind. Right here, these people are just walking away defeated, and he's got the swords, but there's a lot of turbulence. People are walking away to colder waters, and this heart has just been stabbed 3 times. It's got dark, stormy clouds. Whew, the cards are just flying out. I literally just did a reading for you guys, and the Chariot came out again. So here we go, some more of this heavy energy. So this is what we've been experiencing. So I don't know if 25 for you was a very heavy year, but it looks like you endured a lot. You endured a lot of conflict, a lot of emotional turmoil. You had to leave a lot of things behind. And then you went and you started moving forward. You were in this like resting phase here. So like kind of like healing from that. And then you're moving forward with the Chariot. And this is about decisive action. It's taking charge in a new direction. It's a little bit more of an optimist card with yellow skies there. There's a lot of universal guidance going on. And you also have the balance and duality of the 2 Sphinx. We got the black and the white here. They're very grounded and very regal characters. We've got also some divine protection as you're venturing out in this new direction. So whatever it was that you are walking away from, you have successfully learned that lesson. You're now stronger, you're better equipped. I don't want to say armed, because we don't want to take those lessons and learn to hurt others from them. We want to learn how to regulate ourselves, and we want to learn how to boundary up so that we don't get stabbed in the heart again. Okay, so whatever it is you had to walk away from, that is in the past now. And so moving forward, we actually have some wish fulfillment. You got some really beautiful emotional energies coming in that are going to make you feel really, really good. We got the 9 of Cups right here. So he's looking quite content. His cups are open, filling up. This is a very, very beautiful card. 9 is about nearing completion. So this past energy is almost done. Like, you are almost out of all of that turmoil. Things are looking up. You've had your healing. You're moving forward. You are confident. You're focused. You have a lot more clarity. You're not blinded by love. You're not blinded by confusion and disillusion. You see clearly. And so we have the Page of Pentacles as we venture into this new energy. So this is where you are currently at. It's kind of a beginning, a new beginning, where you're focusing on the material wealth, material security, things that you can actually hold, right? And he's looking at that. He's feeling very focused on it. Not a lot of other things around distracting him. So then we are moving forward with passion. Ooh, what just fell out? Oh, we got a few. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I'll just put this there so you got. Huh. Wow. 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 Okay. What fell out here? Okay, so moving forward, we have the Sun, the Page of Cups, the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is actually what I pulled yesterday. I didn't do a reading on it. I just wanted to know what the energy was starting off for 2026. And I got the Queen of Swords. So that's about being very, very discerning. You can be the Queen of Swords and still have a heart, you know, but she is ready to cut people, places, situations out that are not in alignment. So here we have you in this new beginning, and this is going to bring a lot of emotional satisfaction. We have the Knight of Wands here. So he is moving forward. It's very passionate. You're going to start this new venture, start this new project, start this new life, this new identity, whatever it is that you're starting. And you are going to be doing it very purposefully. You're going to be focused on it. You are going to be valiant, brave, and it's going to bring you emotional satisfaction. So right now we're kind of in this new beginning page energy, okay? So you're just beginning in this transition. It's also just the beginning of this year. But what is ahead when you have this discernment, this very protective energy? The Queen of Swords is kind of like, I don't want to say like she's a biatch, but she's very protective of her time, of her boundaries. She doesn't overgive. She doesn't do things that don't have any sort of return on their investment. If they drain her, if they deplete her, if they don't reciprocate or give to her, they are cut off. And so then you are getting this beautiful new beginning. But that's why you have to be discerning. You're being gifted this. It's going to be very, very exciting for you. It's going to be very passionate, and it's going to drive you. It's going to motivate you. It's going to be so, so exciting. But then you have to be in the Temperance energy. And this is a very patient card. It's where you're balancing out your emotions, but you're grounded. It's you really just maintaining your focus and your alignment during this time, and staying focused. Like, notice how she's pouring the cups from one to the other, and she's just staring at it. She's very focused on what she's doing because she doesn't want to spill any of that water. She doesn't want to leak any of that emotion. She doesn't want to overgive. So this is where the discernment comes in. But by doing that and maintaining that focus on whatever it is that this new gift from the universe, this new beginning, this new passion project, or whatever it is that you are just currently starting, is going to bring you so much light, abundance, happiness, prosperity. Because this focus, this discernment, this protecting your energy, maintaining strong boundaries, and focusing on your growth, growing that 1 pentacle into the 9 of pentacles, into the 10 of pentacles, protecting that, your emotional outpour, right? Because right here it's the page, but as you do that, using the discernment, protection of your boundaries. Remember, boundaries are beautiful. The only people that don't like you having boundaries are the people that benefit from you not having any. So they gotta go. But by doing this, you're gonna come into the Magician energy. You are going to be manifesting purpose, abundance, emotional fulfillment, bringing your thoughts, feelings, and everything into fruition. So you are going to bring in prosperity, health, whatever it is that you're focusing on. You're going to be tapping in to this energy, into the field, by maintaining this. And so this is where you are going to come into the new earth energy, by holding on to this beautiful, happy frequency. So focus on what it is that you are starting, that new beginning, or at least get started on it, because this is the opportunity. This is the guidance. Let's just pull a little bit more, because I really like where this is going. Whew. What do we need to know to clarify this for the collective? Is there any advice on this new project? Anything that they need to know to help guide them? Okay, so the guidance here is whatever it is that you lost before, stop focusing on the cups. Stop focusing on what it is that you no longer have, because the universe is right here offering you a cup. It's offering you some sort of opportunity for emotional fulfillment, which will start off small. It might start off slow beginning, but if you focus on this, using your discernment and staying aligned in your action, you will do it. So what else do they need to know? We just had a few fall out. Let's see. Okay. Because when you focus on these, you're keeping yourself in this mental prison. You're keeping yourself tied to the disillusion, trapped, stuck, stagnant. And we have 3 pages here, actually. Look at that. So this is about this new start, right? Starting, taking momentum, moving into that alignment, and then we come into this, which is the 2 of Wands. So this is really about the duality, the choice that you have to make. So this is where we are collectively right now. We are in this messy middle. We're in this area where we're still a little bit stuck on this past heartache, where we felt trapped, we weren't seen, we couldn't see, we were hurt, betrayed, focused on what we lost rather than what is coming. But there's so much happiness awaiting for you. And then we have the Hierophant. Okay, is there anything else that we need to know? Anything else? Ooh, we have the Empress. So this is the embodiment of all of the queens. She's passionate, she's loving, she's intelligent, she's abundant and prosperous. She is a nurturer, and she really is in the divine feminine energy. She attracts everything to her so easily. She is magnetic, and by being magnetic, that is where all of this happiness comes in. The magnetic, her magnetism is her magician. It's her magic. It's how she attracts and transmutes everything. So the advice is to stop focusing on what it is that we lost in the old. There we go. See, we are letting go of all of that and then bringing the Justice. This is where all of that is going to be flipping around. You are going to be coming into this new beginning, this whatever lights you up. Look at all the yellow in here. We've got a lot of solar energy, which is manifesting abundance. So look at this. This is all sad and dark and gloomy. A lot of conflict, a lot of turmoil, illusion, heartbreak, betrayal, loss. And then we come into here, and this is the Justice in this new year as we're bringing in this new earth energy. But in how we do this, we have to really activate our solar plexus energy, because the collective doesn't manifest as the collective. We manifest, sorry, I just hit you. We manifest from our ego. And this is just a human nature, right? Because we know ourselves as I. But the new earth is more elevated than this. Right here, these chakras, we have the root chakra, grounding and protection. Our sacral helps find courage. It's also creative energy and manifest abundance. This is actually where most of humanity is operating right now, and it's by design. I mean, we've been limited, we've been programmed, we've been exploited, we've been robbed, and so all of that is designed to keep us stuck, to keep us stagnant, to keep us in survival, to keep us in lack mentality, because there's like not enough time to do everything, not enough time for your family, not enough money coming in, whatever it is. That's like the illusion of lack, and that's all here in the past. And the new, it's a very abundant energy. But the thing is, most of humanity is trapped in these lower chakras. And so you guys, because you are the conscious collective, you guys are the light workers, you guys are the pioneers of New Earth, you are the ones who raise the vibration. And that actually brings not only justice to you, because it's going to help you become into this magician and empress energy by being Queen of Swords, cutting everything off that is not in alignment with your truest and highest path. Also, we have the Temperance. These are major changes that are coming in. Beautiful, beautiful cards. But yeah, so this is where humanity is. I keep going back to this, sorry, I'm a little ADHD. Where most people, like if I had to say, what chakra most people were stuck on, I would actually say root. Because, you know, we have so many people in developing countries that are literally just living to survive. They don't have clean water. They don't have that. So that is the majority of humanity, you know? And then a lot of people are also really driven by our emotions. We're triggered by our emotions. This is the root forms. This might be blister. The root forms in our first 7 years, and this is when we're in that state of hypnosis and we're very programmed by our external environments, by our family, by our environment, you know, our relatives, whatever is programmed into us. And then it also becomes this sacral, so 7 to 14, so like in preteen years. And that's where we're very influenced by our peers and like what's cool, and we want to be accepted. And then we move into the solar plexus, which is our personal power, our strength, our ability to create, to procreate, or well, actually, no, to procreate, to create something out of nothing, right? And so this is like magician energy, yellow and yellow. But most people are either very blocked here. They operate in the ego. Everything's me, me, me. This person did this to me, which is victim mentality, because there's obviously a light and a shadow side to each energy. But because we're all focusing on, I want $1 million, I want this, I want that, we're not thinking the earth needs this. And if we, as a conscious collective, and this is maybe something, I'm going to draw another card on this. As the conscious collective, I'm going to take the Justice because we deserve that. And it just opened up on the Hierophant too, which is great. Okay. As the conscious collective, it is our duty to raise the vibration. And I shared something yesterday on my Instagram, and it was about how one regulated soul. So we always talk about regulated nervous systems, but regulated souls that are so freaking aligned with their purpose that they are not triggered by this material world illusion. Things that are out of alignment with their highest self, right? So these are the higher chakras. The heart chakra is basically the fourth dimension. It is the portal. This is the fifth dimension. So this is third dimension, right? Each one of these is a dimension. This is our survival, our emotions, our energy to create and manifest. It is our personal power, right? It's the fire element, right? And that's transmutation. That is transformation. It's where you can make things happen. You can become a manifestation magnet, right? But yeah, we're all manifesting from our egos. And so the New Earth Collective, we need to collectively decide, like, you know, we say we vote with our wallets and stuff like that, but like, you know, the more that we do things collectively, you know, like the Maharishi effect, when you have a bunch of people meditating together on an intention, it amplifies that intention, amplifies the power, and it's actually measurable. The effects of this, reduced crime rates, and many other things have been shown like that. And also, you know, with the effects on water and stuff, it's really, really powerful, the thoughts that we hold and what we're focused on. So us as pioneers, we have to come into this energy, and we're going to start to manifest, to transmute, and this will bring the Justice. This is where we come into our highest alignment. We're going to be shining our light on the world, and one regulated soul can impact and light up an entire room, like hundreds of thousands of people. Your energy. Okay, we're gonna do one more about the Justice. What do we need to do? I didn't even get to ask. Whoa. Okay. What do we need to do for? There we go. This fell out. What do we need to do to move collectively into the higher dimensions so that we can raise the collective consciousness of the earth? And then we have the Six of Wands, and we have the Two of Pentacles. And so here he's kind of like balancing, and we also have the infinity symbol there, but this is the material realm, right? Things are moving, the water currents are like wavy. Nice clear skies. And then we also have the Six of Wands. And so this is about healing, harmony. He's kind of like on a horse, and it's like he's got forward movement. Looks like he's kind of a leader. He's leading into this new era. And so this is your energy. You have to go out and be driven by your purpose. We need to break this old paradigm of destruction, of unsustainability, of toxicity, of all of the things that are affecting our vibrations. Like there's a siren coming on now, so that was bang on. All of the things that are keeping us stuck. I actually talk about this here in my book, The Parasite Purge. There's 4 pillars of parasites that I identify in that book. We have your physical parasites, which are the ones that we are very aware of, and they're way more prevalent and common than people know. But there's also environmental parasites. So using perfumes, for example, which is perfume, and it's full of phthalates and endocrine disruptors, all the toxic cleaning products, all the toxic clothing, the sprays in the air, all of this stuff is old world destruction that's keeping us limited. It's keeping us sick. Because our body is connected to the root chakra, right? And so that is affecting our physical sovereignty. It's affecting our physicality, our health. And your health is your true wealth. And this is also the money energy. It's the abundance, right? Because everything here on this earth comes from Mother Earth. And we're being extremely disconnected to her. So we have the environmental parasites, the physical parasites, energetic parasites. These are people that drain you, that cause constant conflict and mental strain and stress, get you having sleepless nights. Energetic parasites is what I call them. Energy vampires, narcissists, whatever it is you want to call them. That is a thing of the past, but a lot of that is also because, hurt people. And a lot of these external circumstances, whatever it is people learned early on in life, are unhealed wounds, and they are, triggered, but they're also teachers. So people who hurt you are also hurt themselves, and we have to move into the heart space, which is actually the healing of the old world. We come into that forgiveness, knowing that we all have our pasts. It doesn't make us right, and you're not responsible for the hurt that you endured, but you are responsible for your own healing. And when we heal, we regulate our soul. When we forgive, we heal ourselves. We're no longer holding on to that negative charge, because holding on to that negative charge is your own block. It's a block in your abundance. It's blocking the energy from moving up fully. So if you're blocked here in the heart chakra and you can't forgive, you're denying access of free flow into that. Okay, so this is moving into the heart space. Oh my gosh. So we have the leadership, learning to balance out the realms. So this is the material realm, but we're moving forward into the leadership, the recognition, and then we have the star, which is also the leader of the zodiac. It is the Aquarius. It's the age of Aquarius. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we've got 9 stars there as well, and 9 is pretty near completion. So this is about hope after devastation. So this is us rising in our power, coming into the Empress energy, embodying all of the energies of the Queen, and birthing this new earth into existence. And we do that by shining our light. She's pouring out the water, which is our emotions, being emotionally regulated, being able to use your discernment, shining lights on others, inspiring them. So we're coming out this hope. We have this new beginning coming out of our Hermit energy. Ooh, oh my gosh. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is looking right here at the Queen. And so is the King of Cups. So he's offering her cup. She's focused on her pentacles. And this is just like it's energies. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a man or a woman. But the masculine is more of the provider. And the woman is normally more of the receiver. But she's focused on her own pentacles. So focusing on her own. So your own feminine energy right now, which is supposed to be softer, nurturing, and receiving. You are open and focused on receiving material gains. It doesn't have to be money. It could be health. It could be a number of things. It could be family. But you have the masculine who's the provider, and it's providing emotional security, emotional stability. And then we have the King of Wands also focusing on that feminine energy in that state of receiving. And this is about passion. So leading with passion, leading with authority, leading with your heart, focusing on the material growth. And this is how we're going to come into the new earth, which is the justice after millennia of torment, of exploitation, of human suffering. Okay, so we are going to take a card now from the Elemental Oracle. What do we need to know to help? Oh, do I take that? Okay, I guess so. We have magic and alchemy. I didn't even get to finish it, but I was going to say, what do we need to do to help shift the collective into this new earth consciousness? Well, we need to do magic, and that's okay because you, my friend, are the magician. All right, so that's what we need to know. Let's just read it because this is a new deck for me. I'm just currently learning it. What do we need to know? The magician. And it's 43, which breaks down into a 7, which is about internal testing. So whatever you're going in and learning from all of this, this is where you alchemize all of your emotions, you alchemize your abundance, and it's all from within. So the magic is within you. You are the magic. Okay, let's see. 43. Magic alchemy. There's magic to be found everywhere if you look for it. You are the magic. Magic is not a miracle, although it can feel sometimes like that. Doubt kills more dreams than failure. Have faith in your ability. Weave together all the disparate pieces. The word of power is magus, which is Latin for magic. As a witch, I am often asked what magic is. It is a hard question to answer, and almost every practitioner who claims to work with magic would have a unique definition. For what it is worth, I see magic as a weaving of energy towards a particular purpose. This is kind of what I was saying, we're all so focused on manifesting for ourselves that we're not actually using our alchemic powers to manifest and to really uphold that vibration with that collective vision of how things are going to go. And actually, I'll go on that in a little bit. I just want to finish this. So magic has its heart, participation, and purpose. Magic is deliberate change. Real magic isn't some tricks with a magician in a magic show, although I do believe casting it involves an element of faith and expertise. Faith because we extend our own confidence and energy into a working and expertise as the ancient and modern recipes of incantation and ritual dictate. Spellcasting does have rules, a skeleton if you will. You need a clear purpose and intention and need to be able to raise power, to release it in a focused way that then take a physical step to start that transformation. Magic is commonly extended to heal, attract, repel, protect, lighten, and clear the way. And all workings with intentions such as these have layered set of instructions and combination of elements to make them effective. This might include specialized timing and includes a season or moon cycle's words of power and certain thought forms, elements that are organized into a set that will influence time, space, atoms, thoughts, and electricity. Magic is doing work, a process. Magic to me doesn't exclude science. In fact, it is part of the science, probably influencing it at an atomic level. That we don't exactly know how this all works, but doesn't make it incorrect or fantasy. After all, scientists are still trying to work out dark matter, the elements, fire and air. Beautiful. So yeah, this is what we need to do. We need to actually start focusing on what New Earth and stop focusing on what isn't working, right? This is like us focusing on all of this happened to us. You know, oh, I went through this heartbreak, I went through this. But what if we actually thought, wow, as a collective, we all experienced our own versions of this pain, of this betrayal, of this heartache, but we learned from it and we are moving forward from it. We're not keeping those swords in us. We are actually focusing on what it is we want, which is true happiness through embodiment of beauty, passion, love, money, abundance, attracting it all in, being open to receive, holding space through love, forgiveness, compassion for others. So as I mentioned, this is the portal. This is what is the gateway into our higher selves. And so many people, anahata is the word in Sanskrit for the heart chakra, and it actually translates to unstruck. And this is the beauty of the heart chakra, because to stay open, it has to endure all of this pain. This is the hero's journey right here. We've all been through it. We've struggled, we've cried, we've survived, we've done what we need to do, and we are no longer focusing on what we lost. We're open to that offering, that cup, because it's going to bring us a lot of satisfaction, fulfillment. It's going to bring us happiness. We are going to alchemize all of that, which is the justice, not only for ourselves, but for the entire human race. Now that we're coming out of hermit, we are here to shine our light on the world, to be seen, to be in our true power, coming to the end of this. And then we're like transitioning, because when you raise your vibration, you lead with love and compassion, you unknowingly are a leader. You are guiding people. You are showing people how to transmute rather than to react. You can respond in a loving and compassionate way, respecting your boundaries and teaching others to do the same. And by doing that, that is where we come into heightened communication. A lot of what we experience in this stage of turmoil, this is like the earth school. This is the lesson, right? We have to go through this pain because this is what makes us stronger. This makes us a little thick-skinned. But here we want to actually let go of that thick skin, because now we have boundaries. We've got protection. We use our discernment, right? Moving forward, we only do things that are in alignment with our higher selves. And as we focus on what it is we want, we have the clarity. We're not being disillusioned. We're not being distracted by all of these lower vibrational things that are draining our energy, depleting us, feeding off our life force. When we cleanse, we open up our intuition, which is our divine discernment. It is an energetic way of seeing, experiencing, and knowing the truth with your eyes closed. It is the sixth sense. It's also the sixth chakra. Coincidence? I think not. And by doing this and moving into alignment, staying nice and balanced, we come into our highest, well, it's not necessarily our highest, but we come into the higher chakras, the crown chakra, which is higher consciousness. And this is where New Earth is. Like, it's not a place. It's not a destination.